have to get good at recognizing the signs of stress in ourselves and seeing them as something we have to take note of. It's a serious health issue. Stress is meant to be a short-term measure for our bodies, and it works really well to keep us going if we use it in the short term. But if it's in the long term, like we were saying about the either the bank account sort of metaphor of keep taking money out, or the idea of sort of driving on the motorway in second gear, it's only so long you can do that for. You can kind of look at the way that your life is set out now. What are all the demands on you? If you're starting to recognize, actually, this feels a lot like burnout. What are all the demands that you're facing that are creating huge amounts of stress? And most of us can't really choose the stress that we face. Life happens, and if you're waiting for some frightening results from the sort of your doctor, or maybe you're dealing with anxiety about something else in life, those sorts of things that we can't control, they can be there. And then there are sort of other things that might add to the stress even more and compound it and make things more difficult. So there'll be some things in that equation we can do something about, and there are other things that perhaps we need some tools to help us tolerate. And they might be things like rest and things like that. So it's really kind of, I think, looking at your life and getting things down on paper, almost mapping it out in the way that you would do in therapy, really, where you kind of get things on paper and you can get that bird's eye view of it. And then you kind of look at, okay, where in this can I make some manageable small changes that are going to help me get through this, that won't necessarily change everything. There are lots of problems that you can't get rid of, but how can you sort of replenish in small ways even that are going to help you to get through. So if you have a stressful job that you have to be doing at this point because you have to keep a roof over your head, maybe those small breaks between meetings are filled with checking your emails on your phone and going off to help somebody else do something or taking on another task. But those small windows of opportunity can be rest. You can wander out to your car, sit in the car for 10 minutes, set a time on your phone and close your eyes for 10 minutes. And that becomes a really helpful, it's quite surprising when you take those small breaks, but you take them and you make them good quality rest, how replenishing they can be.